Quizizz.com is very similar to Kahoot, but in my opinion it's better. It offers much more in the free tool, and the new AI additions make it really easy to create content. Also, I like the fact you can use it both in the class or for homework, and the feedback and data that you receive as a teacher is really useful. The way the game plays as well is a lot of fun. In this video I'm going to take you through the free tool and I'm going to show you the AI updates. I really hope you like the video, and as always, if you do, please like it, please share it, please comment on it, and of course join me on my YouTube channel. One final thing, everyone asks me how do you make your videos. This isn't a commercial talk, but if you do want to download and use Camtasia, in the description there's a link to download and use it for free. There's also 2 links to buy Camtasia, and with my links you get an additional 10% discount. And finally, there's also a link in the description to a complete course, a free course in how you can use Camtasia. Let's get started. Really hope you like this video. Okay, so you will need to create an account in Quizizz, create a free account, and I actually have a paid account, but what I've done for this video is I've created a completely new account and just signed in so that you can see exactly what you get in the free tool. Now, the first thing to understand is that we can both create games and activities to use in the classroom or for homework, and there's really basically 2 ways of creating content. Firstly, we can access content that other teachers have created and we can use that content with our students. Or secondly, we can create content of our own from scratch, and therefore we can use the AI tools to make that possible. Now, actually, it's also possible to take a previous content from another teacher and then make a copy of that and then edit it. That's also a possibility. What we're going to do is concentrate first of all on how you can find content that teachers have made, and then we're going to look at how you can create content, and then of course finally we're going to play a game so you can see exactly how we can either use it in the classroom or we can use it for homework. So the first way that we can access content then is to click on this button, Explore. Now there's a couple of things you can do. You can, for example, just click on these subject buttons here, but really in most cases you want to do a more specific search. So I tend to click here, and let's say for example I want past simple and past continuous. Let's say do an example of past continuous. There it is. So I can look on this past simple and past continuous, and now a whole host of games will come up on the screen, and what I can do is I can explore those games. Now I really like the way that you explore the games. You can just roll over them here and it will update on the right hand side, and then you can have a look and see if that's a game that you want to play. So for example, if I roll over this one here, okay, then I can see what the activity is. Now obviously with the free tool there'll be various games that you won't be able to access because they are only available for students who have the paid account, so you have to keep that in mind. But if you roll through here, notice that it updates here on the right hand side and shows you exactly what that particular activity is going to look like. Okay, so we come back up to the top here, and I like that particular one. If I look over here, I think, yeah, okay, that'll do. That might be one that I want to use with my students. Now I've got a few options here. Notice I can play the game straight away, and if I click on play I can choose to either play it now with my students, and they just will need a code to log in and play the game with you, and of course we'll be looking at that later. Or we can actually save the game. We can actually save it. Okay, so we can actually take this game and make a copy of it. So if I click on save quiz, and then I can save that quiz into a collection. Okay, so I'm going to have to make a new collection now because this is in actually no, I'm not, because I've already got it there. So I'm going to click on English content. This was just when I was practicing earlier, and click on done. So this means that at a later time, if I come over to the top here, in fact let me just click here to bring me back to kind of the beginning, and then I'm going to click this time on my library. Okay, and then in my library I come down to my collections. I can see that if I click on that content, I've got 2 activities that I can play at any time. Okay, so that's one option, that you can actually save a quiz. and put it into your library. Remember, the button that you're going to use is Explore. I don't generally use these buttons here. I tend to actually search for something specific. Of course, the other option is to create content using we can just make a quiz ourselves, or we could use the new AI tools that are available. Now, I must say I'm really impressed with the AI tool, and what impresses me is that again it's included in your free account. So let's try it out, and what we're going to do is we're going to click on Create. So instead of exploring, we're going to create content. So we click here and we're going to click on Quiz. Okay, and then notice straight away that we can generate a quiz from scratch. Okay, or we've got various options here. Okay, and the one that I'm going to explore first of all is generate from text. So we're going to click on this button here, and it's going to allow us now to generate a quiz based on a text. All we need to do is to paste in the text, choose a few settings, and then we click on the button at the bottom, and it will allow us to, or it will automatically generate the questions based on the text. So let's give it a try. So I'm going to jump over to my website, teachertrainingvideos.com, and there's all these free videos on here if you ever want to come and visit. And I'm going to click on the About Us section, and I'm going to copy this bit of information about teachertrainingvideos.com, and I'm going to copy that. I'm going to come back and I'm going to paste that in as a piece of text. Okay, now I've got some settings down here. The grade, let's choose say grade 3, and I only want 5 questions, so let's choose 5 questions, and I'm going to click now on generate questions. So it's going to take that text and make the questions for me, so there's no need for me to do anything. So let's just click and see how well this works, and off it goes. It claims to be generating the questions. Let's have a quick look when they're ready. Now, incredibly, it's literally done all the work for me. I've got the first question here: when was Teacher Training Videos founded? You've got various options. The correct answer is the correct one. And if I click down here, I can go to this next question, say what is the main aim of Teacher Training Videos? Okay, and basically simply help tech for teachers. That would be the correct answer. Well done. This is all perfect. Of course, you do want to check through this. How many educational awards has Teacher Training Videos won? 3. That's correct. Who won the university? Okay, Russell Stannard. Who received? Good. Last one, in which year was Teacher Training shortlisted for the second? Okay, good. So we get again, and the answers are all correct. So you can see that this has done a really good job of literally just now. Of course, I could add more questions, but see how simple it was to do that. Okay, now remember, we're using the free tool. Okay, now if you notice here that you've got multiple choice or fill in the blanks, the other ones are going to require obviously the paid tool. So we're working in a very simplistic way when we use the free tool. However, it is very generous, and I was using the free tool for a long time. Let's actually play this game then to just see how this would work. Just a super quick break from the video. If you do like the video and you like the way I make my videos, please come over to teachertrainingvideos.com. There are loads more free videos. All the content on the front page is completely free, and of course there's all these sections here. If you want to follow my work a little bit more, then you can sign up to the newsletter. You'll get a weekly update on the new videos that I've put onto my YouTube channel, but you'll also get information about webinars and the courses that I run, etc. And if you sign up at the moment, there's a free 14-part course, basically my favorite 14 videos on my YouTube channel, all put together, and I send them you bit by bit. And there are no tricks. I'm really focusing 90% of the time on free tools. Finally, I do have a Patreon site. You can click here to get more information. There is a free part on that, so you can get a little bit of information about what I do. But if you pay the $6 a month, you will get every week a high quality training video on one specific technology. And that really builds up into a course that really helps you to understand technologies that can be used in language teaching. It's useful for both students and teachers. Thanks ever so much. Let's get back to the video. Now, as a tip 5 questions is probably too few. There's no point in you setting up an activity online with your students. They're going to be using their mobile phones in the class or accessing it online, and there's only 5 questions. I would suggest a minimum of 10 questions, but the simple for this example today, that will be enough. Now we can quickly preview the quiz by clicking here, and it will kind of give us a view of what it's going to look like. So if we click on this button, it kind of shows you exactly what the activity is going to look like, okay? And we can kind of go through and see this is what the students are going to see, and then of course they're going to click on the correct answer. So that's one thing we can do, click here. But if we wanted to play the game, the first thing we're going to need to do is to publish the quiz. So the quiz is published, and now notice that you've got 2, or you've kind of got 3 modes now, because you can also print it out on paper, and that's really good for hybrid learning. So we can sign it for homework, or we can start it as a live quiz. So we're actually going to play a quiz in a moment, but let me just click on assign homework and just quickly go through this. You don't need to change any of the settings. You can share into Google Classroom, and you do have the option of creating a class and get the students to log into the class to play the game. But actually the quickest way is just to click on the assign button. Now when you click on the sign, there's a couple of ways that students can access. One, copy this link and give them this link. And that's one way that they can get straight into the game. The other way is that they go to joinmyquiz.com and then they put this code in. So just to show you what I mean, if I was to copy that code, and let's actually jump over now and see what the student would see. So let's imagine I'm a student. I could now paste in that code that the teacher's given me, or that link that the teacher's given me, press on enter. And actually it will start the game. All I need to do is to put my name in. Okay, so I'm going to write Tom, and I can start. Now interestingly enough, because I'm doing this for homework, then I can just work through at my own pace. When you do it as a live quiz, it's more like a game, it's more like an activity where obviously you'll be competing with other students, and where there is a live board updating you on the score. Now this way of doing it, the homework way, I would just click start the game, and once I finished, the data would come back to the teacher. So the homework mode is really useful, very useful for homework, obviously very useful if you want to set an interesting activity for the students to do at home, and that's one option. But let's look now at the second option and actually play the game, which is doing a live quiz, which is often what teachers want to do. So I'm going to click on start a live quiz. I'm going to choose classic game, and I really advise you just to leave all these settings as they are. Click on continue, and now students can start to log in. Now there's various ways that they can log in. If they go to join my quiz and then put this code in, that's one option. But another very useful way for them to log in is if you share with them a QR code, and if you click here, you can get that QR code up on the screen. Now if you're in the class with your students and they've got their telephones, they can just post or just aim their camera at the QR code and they will access the game. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to log in both on my computer and on my mobile, so you get a little bit of a feeling of playing a game, and we're going to jump between the teacher and the student. Okay, so let's start by having a quick look at the process of logging in as a student. This way is obvious, isn't it? Yeah, so they simply just focus their camera and it will immediately open the game up. They put their name in and they will join. The other way, if I just close that down, is to use this code, this link here. So I'm going to copy that link, and then obviously the code is 040720. So let's jump over and log in now as a student on a computer. So let's imagine that I'm a student. I paste in that link that I've been sent by my teacher. Again, I'll need to put my name in, so I'm going to put here Tom, and then I'm going to click on start. Now the game won't actually start because I'll be waiting for the teacher to actually start the game. Okay, so we're going to just click on this here. Apparently I've received 600 bonus points already, and waiting for the host to start. So the game won't start until the teacher clicks on the start button. If we just quickly jump back now and see what the teacher sees. Now Tom has already joined and he got 600 bonus points because he was the first to join the class. But now hopefully we're waiting to see if some other students are going to join the class, and when those other students join the class, immediately the teacher will see on the screen that somebody else has joined. Okay, so let's just wait and see if anyone else joins. Okay, and I'm now logging in on my phone. And I've just opened up the screen by pointing my camera at the screen, and now I'm going to call myself in this one Sarah, and I'm just about to join, and we should see in a minute now that there'll be 2 people. Now Sarah's received 200 bonus points for being the second person to log in. Now that we've got 2 people logged into the game, we would click on this start button and the game will start. And notice straight away that we can see the scoreboard, and we're waiting for the first person to actually click, and there it is. Sarah's already started to answer the questions, and the game will continue in this way. So this is what the student sees. He's got here how many education awards as teacher trainers, and the student has to just click on the button and gets told their score. They then get to see the next question, and they again need to click. Sometimes you get these little feedback windows. Mistake on that one. And the game now has come to an end. Oh no, it hasn't come to an end, but that just shows me where I am currently. And I'm going to click on the second one, this one here. And I get some more bonus points. Now, we got a redemption question. This is very much a game-based type of activity. So now you've seen the experience for the student. Let's have a look back and see what the teacher is seeing. So we can see now what the teacher's seeing. The teacher can see that Tom's already finished. Sarah is still answering her questions, and she's so far got none correct, as you can see. And so the teacher can decide at any time to end the game, which is what I normally do. I normally have a specific time where I decide to end the game, or I can obviously wait until everyone's completed the game. So let's imagine that I've decided that time's up. I can see the scores. Tom is definitely winning. I can click on end and the game now ends. It says, are you sure? And I'm going to say yes. And that is the game. And of course, the interesting thing is the feedback that we're provided. Tom won, as we can see. We can skip here. And now what we're going to do is going to get a breakdown, an overview. And we can kind of look at it in 2 ways. We could look at the individual students, or we can look at the questions and see which questions were difficult and which questions were easy for the students to answer. Now I find this really useful, okay, and obviously sometimes I'm running activities with 40, 50, 100, 200 students on line at the same time, and it gives me all the data, and that can really help me to decide where I need to focus my teaching, what I need to go back over again, etc. Okay, so I really hope you liked that video. Obviously there are more AI features, but at least I showed you one of the main ones, and obviously you could do the same with a link, you could do the same with an uploaded document, and you can even use the AI if you copy someone else's game and then make some changes to it. As I said before, if you like the video, please come over to teachertrainingvideos.com. Loads of free content. Don't forget, if you want to follow my work, the best thing to do is to sign up to the newsletter. You get a weekly video from me on the new video that I've put up onto YouTube. And if you sign up to the newsletter at the moment, there is a 14-part course. I send you it bit by bit. Every 5 days you get a new video, and that really focuses on the 14 most popular videos on my YouTube channel. If you really want to get involved with me and work with me, then please join me on Patreon. There is a free part on Patreon, but basically Patreon is where I'm putting up every week high quality training content on a specific technology. Many of the technologies I actually work with the organizations and do consultancy work for them, training with them, etc. And so I really can give you an insight into how these technologies work. I'm going to leave a couple more interesting videos on the screen now, other technologies that you can use live in the lesson, including Kahoot and Wordwall. Thank you very much.